All right, today I'm covering exactly what you need to do and say in order to land your dream SDR job. I was an SDR manager for over 2 years, so I've done dozens of these interviews myself, and I know exactly what these managers are looking for. I have also helped just as many people land these jobs, so in this video I'm going to be covering exactly what I teach these people so that you can be prepared to nail your interview. So let's get into it. All right, first I want to start at the 1,000-foot high level, what you need to communicate to the manager in order to land the job. A lot of reps and candidates focus on the complete wrong things. They focus on nailing their cold call role play or these very specific situational questions, and they put all their energy and effort into that, when really there are 3 specific things that you need to communicate in order to land the job. And that's first, that you have an understanding of the SDR role. You would be shocked at how many candidates show up to SDR interviews and don't actually understand what the SDR role is. They don't understand the KPIs, they don't understand what the day-to-day role looks like, and this will literally put you above at least 50% of candidates if you can show up with an understanding of what the SDR role is. And it doesn't take that much work. You can literally just Google it, or you can look on the specific job posting on LinkedIn, wherever you found the job posting. Just know what they cite is the day-to-day responsibilities and KPIs and what you would actually be doing. Do a little research, and you're going to put yourself above at least 50% of candidates by doing that. 2, you need to know and be crystal clear on why you're here. And what I mean by that is you know why you want to go into sales and you know why you want to do so at this specific company. We're going to touch on those questions in a second, but those are questions you're going to be asked by the manager, and you need to be prepared for answers. These first 2 feed into demonstrating your level of preparation. So if you show up without an understanding or a basic premise of what the SDR role is, or you're not prepared to answer questions like why do you want to go into sales or why you want to do so at this specific company, what else does that demonstrate about you? That's what's going to be going on in the hiring manager's head. Are they going to be prepared on a day-to-day basis for the job? How are they going to prepare for making cold calls or actually showing up to customer meetings and running discovery calls? Demonstrating preparation is key throughout the entire interview. Did you do research on the company? Did you come with thoughtful questions? We're going to touch on all this in a second, but these are the 3 things you need to do at a high level. Understand the SDR role, know why you're here, why you want to go into sales, and why you want to do so at this company, and demonstrate preparation. Don't worry as much about the situational questions or the cold call role play. Yes, try and be prepared for those, but this is what they're looking for at a high level. All right, next comes the first 5 minutes, and the first 5 minutes are everything. You can win the interview in the first 5 minutes, and you can lose the interview in the first 5 minutes. I'm not a psychologist, but if you believe in the power of first impressions and that people do make first impressions, whether they're trying to or not, know that you are making a first impression within these first 5 minutes. Within the first 5 minutes, you typically get one or a combination of these 3 questions, sometimes all of them. And if you can use that to your advantage and nail these, you can win the interview within the first 5 minutes. And you would really have to screw up the rest of the interview in order for them to lose you. 3 questions are: tell me about yourself, which really isn't even a question; why sales, which we just covered; and why this company, which we also just covered. If you can nail these 3 questions, you can take control of the interview. So the first one, tell me about yourself. This isn't even one I really liked, but the fact is a lot of hiring managers start with this, and we just have to deal with facts. Tell me about yourself is a very common way to start an interview. And the key here is they're essentially telling you, show me what you got. A lot of candidates take this as, oh, they want to know about my hobbies and interests and all about myself, which, while that would be nice, you have to remember you're at an interview here. The person is taking time out of their day. They still have a team to manage most of the time, and they're taking time out of their day to consider you for a spot on either their team or in their company. So you need to know why you're here and be prepared to nail this answer. And typically, if they start with tell me about yourself, you want to tie in why sales and why this company. So the formula I use is, yes, you start off, you can talk about where you're from, where you grew up, where you went to school, where you studied, and you can mix in a little bit about yourself there, but keep it under 30 seconds. So if we're using a tech sales SDR interview as an example, if they say, tell me about yourself, after telling them where you grew up, where you're from, where you went to school, what you studied, very quickly, within about 30 to 60 seconds, you want to immediately go into what led you to this interview. So I would say something like this: I studied finance in college. That was a great foundational core skill set to have learned, and it'll serve me well for the rest of my career. But I ultimately decided I wanted to go into sales because I love the idea of a performance-based career. I've always been someone who loves to work hard, go the extra mile. So I love the idea that the harder I work, the more effort I put in, the more I can advance from both a career standpoint and an income standpoint. And on top of that, I want to go into sales in a growing industry. Sales is great, but you don't want to be in sales in a dying industry. Tech has a long runway of growth ahead of it. This move from on-premise to cloud has a decade-plus runway of growth. So I want to go in the right industry, and then I want to be on the right horse in that right industry. So I'm excited about X company because I think they have a great market position and you're doing all the right things, and I'm excited for the chance to be a part of this organization. So when they say, tell me about yourself, you want to use that as an opportunity to show you understand the role, you know why you're here, you know why you want to go into sales in this industry for this company, which demonstrates preparation. So if you use that formula, tell them where you're from, tell them where you grew up, tell them where you went to school and what you studied, but then why you decided that sales is the career for you, this is the industry you want to be a part of, and that you want to be on this horse at this company in that industry. And I also want to share a couple answers that I would avoid, because these can be red flags to managers and they're very common answers to things like, why do you want to go into sales? The first one being, I'm a people person. This to me shows that you don't actually understand what sales is. A lot of the best salespeople are introverts. Sales and being successful in sales is not about being a people person and getting along with people. It's about being prepared. It's about understanding their role and their challenges and knowing how to help them. It's not making small talk and being friendly. So when someone says that they're a people person, to me it shows that they haven't really prepared or understand what a sales role is about. The next one is money, and I have this starred because it's not a bad answer, but if you get asked something like, why do you want to go into sales and why you want to do so at this company, that's your chance to knock it out of the park. And if your answer is just, yeah, I want to make a lot of money, that's fine, but you didn't really knock it out of the park. Everyone wants to go into sales to make a lot of money. That's obvious. This is your chance to differentiate yourself. Yes, you can tie money into your answer. In that example I just gave, I talked about how the harder I work, the more I can advance from both a career standpoint and an income standpoint. But the center of my answer was not about money. It was just a feature. So that's why I started, because yes, I think every manager wants people who are hungry to make more money. We all know why we want to go into sales. That's a massive reason. Just don't make it your central reason. This is your chance to knock it out of the park. All right, next I want to cover the 3 themes you need to be hitting on that almost any manager is looking for in a candidate, and that's work ethic, coachability, and that you're a team player, because I want you to put yourself in the manager's shoes for a second. If you have someone who works hard, takes feedback well, and wants to get better, and then when they do get better, they want to share it with the rest of the team and make your job easier, that is a home run hire in any manager's opinion. The SDR interview is not about demonstrating technique yet. It's an entry-level position. A lot of people have never made cold calls in their life. What they're really looking for are these intrinsic qualities. Does this person work hard? When I give them feedback, are they going to take it and apply it and get better? And if they do start having success, if they have an email template that's working well for them or a cold call script, am I going to have to pry that out of them, or are they going to openly share that with the rest of their team? These are the things that they're really looking for. And these are also common questions. A common question you're going to get is, tell me about a time you took feedback and applied it. And that's really what they're seeking, is they want to see your level of coachability. So talk about times where you've worked hard, you've taken feedback and applied it, and then times where you shared your expertise with a group or team and made everyone better. Tell them that that's what you're looking to do. You're coming here to work hard, you want to get better, you're coachable, and you want to make the whole group better. So you want to be demonstrating these 3 things in all of your answers, whether you're asked directly or indirectly, that you're someone who's here to work hard, you want to get better, and you want to share and make the whole group better as well. And then I want to share 3 things that you can really do to stand out from the sea of candidates, and that's show you've done your research on the company, have thoughtful questions prepared for the end of the interview when they say, do you have any questions for me? And then close them. So I'll touch on all 3 of these. So first is showing research on the company. And if you've already shared that you're excited to work in this industry and at this specific company, you want to be able to tell them why you're excited about this company. So just by doing 30 minutes to an hour, you really should do more of research on their website, understand their value propositions, know a few of their win stories. If you can cite a few use cases, and maybe if they do ask you to make a mock cold call, if you have a script prepared as if you were a rep at this company, these are very, very small things that can make you stand out and make it really seem like you put in the extra effort. The next one is having thoughtful questions. So when it comes time and they say, do you have any questions for me before we wrap up here? Do not be the candidate to say, nope, I'm good, or to ask really generic questions. The worst types of questions you can ask are questions about the day-to-day responsibilities of the role, because you want to have shown that you already understand the role. So here's a couple questions I like. The first is, what do you need most on your team and what are you looking for? This shows that you're looking to make this person's team better, because remember, they're hiring you and they're not always just focused on you as an individual, they're focused on the performance of the entire team. So if they share with you what they're looking for, you can use their answer to then share how you're going to bring that to their team. So if they say, I'm looking for someone who's really going to come in with the right work ethic and hit the phones hard, you can take that and be like, great, that's exactly what I'm looking to bring to the table. I've always been someone who values work ethic and I love going the extra mile. I'm that person who's going to show up early and stay late and do whatever it takes. Or if they say, I'm looking for the type of person who's not only going to succeed in the SDR role, but make the whole team or whole group better. You can say, great, that's exactly what I'm looking to bring. I've always been a team player. I'm the type of person, when something's working for me, I share it with the rest of the group. I think there's more than enough room for everyone to succeed. Another good question is to tell them what you've been doing to prepare for the role, and then ask them, what else should I be doing in order to make sure I succeed as quickly as possible? Don't just ask, what should I be doing to prepare? Tell them, here's what I've been doing. I've been doing research on the company. I've talked to these people who work there. I've read these books. What else am I missing? What else should I be doing? This is going to demonstrate a lot of those signs that an SDR manager is looking for and those qualities of coachability. And then one more question I'll give you is just ask them, what are some of the commonalities you see in the most successful SDRs? You don't want to ask too many questions. You really want to have about 3 to 5 prepared. Normally, a few of your questions will get answered throughout the interview, and you can lead off telling them that. You can say, hey, this was awesome. Thank you for taking the time today. A lot of my questions were actually answered, but then you can ask some of these questions. What else should I be doing to prepare? What are some of those commonalities you see? And what do you need and what are you looking for most on your team, and tying that into how you're going to bring that. The last thing you can do is close them, and you don't need to overdo this, but a lot of candidates are too hesitant to do this, and if you do this right, it can really make you stand out. And you can even tie it into one of your questions. You can thank them for the time again and say, I guess my last question is, based on our discussion today here, do you think I would be a good fit for the SDR role at X company or on your team? And I'm telling you, if you've nailed the rest of this and they're bought into you, they'll tell you right then and there. They maybe can't guarantee it, but they'll tell you, hey, yeah, I'm going to request you for my team, or I think you did a really good job here today. If you're the type of person who doesn't like to wait around and linger and gets nervous, they'll often give you a straight answer right there and be like, yeah, I thought you were a great candidate. I thought you did a great job today. If they don't say that, don't take that as a negative sign. A lot of people, they have policies to follow and they can't tell candidates straight out of the gate. But a lot, if they really like you, they'll make it clear and they'll respect that you actually close them like you would in the SDR role. So don't overcomplicate the interview. Don't focus all your energy on these really situational questions or on nailing your cold call role play, because most candidates do an awful job in the cold call role play. Really what you want to demonstrate are these intrinsic qualities. You're a hard worker, you're coachable, you're a team player, you understand the SDR role, you know why you're here, why you want to go into sales, why you want to do so for this company, and you demonstrate preparation. If you do these things, you're going to nail your SDR interview and land that job that you've been going for. So if this was helpful, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next one.